Welcome to a Soul Elevate Life. So today, this morning I was going to journal, and I was like, I should write something. And so I just felt creative, so I was going to read it to you about what I wrote. I said, sometimes I wonder why things take so long and why can't I just transform and be at a certain place immediately? Then I think of the power woman I respect, and I think of their progression. I was thinking of people like Lauren Murphy Pringle Roberts. I was thinking like people like Beyonce, and because yesterday I was watching a documentary on Beyonce and her life and where she started, and so that's why I was thinking of her progression with Destiny's Child and eventually to the powerhouse that she is today. And then I think of how I am on my progression, where I started, where I am, where I may be, where I dream to be, where I desire to be, and it is whole, complete, and perfect. And you start with the basics. You figure out all your baselines. You fail. You dust yourself off. You get back up. You have your ups, your downs. You have your sorrow, your sadness. You survive. You get up. You keep writing. You inspire. You share your pain. You keep going. You keep going. You keep doing. You fall. You dust yourself off. You get back up. You expand. You transform. You inspire, you uplift, you pioneer, you fall. Your hair gets caught in the fan. You pull your hair out of the fan. It's okay. Hair grows back. You keep going. You envision. You go big. You level up. You imagine. You create. You do. You share. You expand. You practice. You fall. You love. You cry. You share. You transform. You inspire. You expand. You lift. You elevate. You do. In the meantime, all of a sudden, years pass by. You go back and you look at where it all started, and it seems like it's so long ago. You're moved to tears. It actually happened. You made it happen. You owned your life, all of it. You owned all of your life, and you owned every aspect of your life. You, today, utterly transformed, magnificently expanded, soul elevated, soul elevator. Deep, meaningful relationships, utter, complete freedom, all of it. I'm trying to read behind the computer. It is whole, complete, and perfect. It is perfection. It is so good. You reflect, you think, you appreciate, you cry, you laugh, you create, you do, you say, you share, you think, and you live on forever. When you end your life. When you live this last day on this earth. And I was thinking about, I was like, why can't I just be who I want to be today? Why can't it be so simple and so straightforward? And I think back to, other people and where they started. Like Beyonce, she started singing when she was little, and then she went to perform on Star Search, and then she went to perform with Destiny's Child, and then eventually they broke apart, or they all went solo, and then she started commanding the stage, and her career took off, and then she met Jay-Z, and it takes off again. And there's hardships, there's heartbreak, there is depression, there are breakups, there is miscommunication, there are trials. And, I was watching the documentary, and she says something very profound. She's like, sure, of course I make mistakes and I fall. But the question is, do you keep going? Like her hair would get caught in a fan, and she would have someone pull it out, in the middle of her concert. She keeps singing like it's nothing. She falls. She gets like this huge gash on her leg. She still continues to sing. There's blood dripping all over the stage. Her earring gets pulled out of her ear. She tears her earlobe. Blood is dripping all over stage, and she doesn't skip a beat. This is the powerhouse woman that she is. And it's not like it didn't happen to her, right? Like, we might barf before we have a speech, or during a speech, or we might get sick, or things may happen. But the key is, she didn't give up. Like, she kept going. She kept singing when her hair was stuck in a fan, when she put a gash in her leg, when she misstepped, when she fell on her butt, she got right back up, in the middle of a performance at a concert. Like, her earring, there's blood all over, her earlobe is ripped open, and she's still singing. Like, that is unstoppable. That is unstoppable. And, and one of the things my coach always says is, how would you be like if you were the person that you imagine yourself to be in that future, the one that you aspire to be? If you were that person, like, what would you be doing right now already if you were already that person? And and when you think of it that way, it makes things a little bit easier and clearer, right? If you're already doing something that elevates your soul, you're already doing something that is your passion, you're already doing something that's really meaningful to you, then what would you be doing? Would you be writing? Would you be creating? Would you be making art? Would you be sharing? Would you be coaching? Would you be teaching? Would you be playing music? Would you be writing poetry? Would you be writing books? Would you, what would you be doing? And there's so many neat things that you could be doing. And if you were that writer, and you were that poet, you were that coach, you were that professor, whatever, what would you be doing right now? Right? You would be writing, you would be teaching, you would be singing, you would be creating, you would be coaching, you would be having courses, you would be practicing, if you're whatever your practices, whatever your hobbies are, whatever your interests are. And when you think of it that way, then it doesn't seem so complicated. Like I felt like I was making everything so complicated, and I was making it seem like, oh my gosh, I don't know if that day's ever going to come, and when is it going to be the way that I desire it to be? Instead of, if it is already, it already happened, what would I be doing right now? Yeah, it simplifies things, doesn't it? So, that's my challenge to you today. Imagine your life how you wish it to be. Imagine you doing the thing that gives you life fulfillment. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she's like, she's like, Tuan, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what my life's calling is. I don't know what I came here to do. I don't know what I really want to do that is really fulfilling to me. And I said, you have desires in your heart, and the word desire means desire of the Father, meaning it is already yours, right? You are of the Father, you are of the multiverse, you are a child of the multiverse, you are a child of God. And desires in your heart are things that are inherited, things that you already have within you. It is of the Father, it's meant to be there. So if you ask yourself, what are your desires? What are your heart's desires or your soul desires? Then you're not like trying to like necessarily discover what it is that you like to do. It's already within you. So when you listen really closely, you reflect, you write about it, you meditate about it, you pray about it, you put all your energy and be very intentional about unlocking it, understanding it, seeing it, then you do. And because it already exists. It's not something where you kind of have to like do a whole bunch of trial and error things to figure out necessarily. It's already there. You already know what you came here to do. It's just, are you willing to unlock the door and look at it? So she's like, I never thought of it that way. Because when you ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? Want is like a word of lack. When, people say you shall want for nothing, meaning that you shall not be like wanting for food. You should not be wanting because you're hungry, because you don't have shelter. Wanting means there's something you don't have, so you want it. A want is like a coming from an area of lack. And so as much as possible, I try to replace the word want with desire, since desire is a much more powerful word. And when you come from a place of desire, you come from a place of soul desire, from heart desire, then it's very powerful. It's very in alignment with your soul's desires, in alignment with your soul message, who you are as a being, as a soul. And that makes a lot more sense than trying to come from a place of want. I want this, I want that. Then, it's like you don't have it. Desire means you already have it. You just simply access it. See the difference, how powerful it is? And so when she's like, oh, gosh, that's totally different. That's a totally different tone. And I was like, yeah, huh? So, yeah. So find out what your desires are. Find out your soul desires. Think about it, pray about it, meditate on it, write about it, journal about it, do a brain dump, do a bunch of do a whole bunch of consciousness flow writing. Just dump it all out, type it out, whatever. And then, circle the words that really resonate with you and start brainstorming. You can set an intention before you meditate that you will have a solution. By the time you finish your meditation practice, it could be your yoga practice, it could be your running practice, anything that you put yourself in a meditative state. You can set the intention before you do the activity, and then once you do it, you'll have that answer that you are meditating on. Very powerful. Well, here's to you living a soul elevated life, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, yesterday I forgot to talk to you about my coaching practice. So if you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on my personal page, you might not know that I have a coaching practice. It's called Soul Elevated Life. You can go to soulelevatedlife.com to check it out. I usually put a few blogs on there a few times a week. You can also go to, you can take my mini course. I currently have a mini course that teaches you how to meditate, how to write out your daily manifestations, and how to follow the trigger brick road to really understand any subconscious limiting beliefs you have about yourself. So that course is amazing and it will teach you so much. And it's only $97. So I'll post a link below so you can have access to it. And what was the third thing I was going to talk to you about? Oh yes, so if you like to catch my videos live when I do them, because I usually try to upload them to YouTube like that night or the day after, you can follow me you can do a search on Facebook, or it's Soul Elevated Life is the name of the page on Facebook, and you can follow and set to see me first, and that way when I go live, you'll catch my videos and know, hey, oh yeah, Tawana went live today, so I need to make sure I go catch her video. And the last thing is, or next to last thing, is I have a reference guide, a beautiful reference guide that I created. And if you would like to have access to it for free, then you can go to my website, subscribe to my website, and I will send you the link for you to download the PDF file. So you can always have it at your fingertips, and you can pick and choose which ones resonate with you and start transforming your life by applying some of these amazing disciplines that have completely transformed my life. Okay, and the last thing is, if you're ready for a change, you're ready for some soul expansion work, you're ready to live a soul elevated life, you're ready to have some deep, meaningful relationships, some deep, powerful conversations on a daily basis, and just live a really powerful, uplifting life, then that's where I come in. I am a coach, and that's what I do for a living. And if any of these things sound amazing, and it sounds like it's something you would love to do, then let's connect and talk and see if we're a good fit for each other. And we'll go from there. And you can learn more about me on the old videos I've done either on YouTube or here. Or you can go check out my website at soulelevatedlife.com. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me, yes, because I have the number on my Facebook page. And however you get to me, just get to me. Now, for sure, I'll see you tomorrow. Here's to you living a soul elevated life.